Hello, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about backwards planning and why you need to practice it and how this administrative task is actually tactical. I'm going to try my hardest to make this potentially boring video very entertaining. This is the skill that I am bringing to you guys from my recent vacation. So, someone asked that I do an EDC video or a road trip prepping video. I've done all of that stuff. I didn't really get the footage to do it again. However, this is going to be a lot more important. To break it down, backwards planning is being able to plan all of the tasks that you have to do. Allot yourself enough time to do each of them so that you can meet a time hack. This is something a commander or somebody in an office would do for their subordinates to make sure stuff gets done, but it's also an incredibly important tactical skill to have for the commander in the field on the ground, because there's always a ton of tasks that have to be done and there's always a time hack. A lot of people are awful at this. Military, business, whatever the case may be, probably your wife, awful. So we're going to use an example of my experience on this vacation, what I had to do. Now, this board's probably backwards for you, and really, at the end of the day, this board is more for me than it is for you. So this is a quick list of what I had to do in one day while on vacation. Long story short, I was picking up a motorcycle from a subscriber. It is my dream motorcycle, a Buell XB12. It's actually technically an SCG, and this was a huge opportunity for me. So the first thing that I had to do on this day is I had to go to his house and get motorcycle parts and my trailer hitch. I drove my car down there, I installed the trailer hitch, I bought a trailer. You'll see it's an hour away, so that's 1 hour. Okay, then I had to get the trailer and install the hitch. All right, 1 to 2 hours to install the hitch, and let's just say 15 minutes to buy the trailer, walk in, pay for it. Shouldn't be a big deal, right? Get motorcycle straps. I only had one, so that was another stop that I had to make. Get the motorcycle from where it was being stored. Drop off the motorcycle at the shop that I was going to have the tires installed, and then half an hour, and then go back home, another 1 hour drive. Now, this seems like backwards planning. It's not, because the driving to get the motorcycle parts and the hitch might be a 1 hour drive, but you always have to allot yourself extra time, especially when driving around Florida. There are way too many geriatrics in Florida to expect to get anywhere on time. It's amazing. So give yourself 1 hour and 15 minutes for this. Okay, get the trailer and install. Well, the installation says it's 1 to 2 hours for the trailer hitch with 2 people, but it's only 5 bolts. Surely I could do that in 30 minutes, right? And buying the trailer itself from Lowe's, that should be what? 15 minutes? So let's go with the top end of this estimate of 2 hours to install the hitch, and 15 minutes at Lowe's should work, but you gotta expect incompetence when you're backwards planning, so let's say 30 minutes. So we're gonna say 2 hours, 30 minutes there. Get motorcycle straps in a shop. I put 30 minutes. That should be accurate. I just got to find the straps, and someone's going to end up talking to me. It really should be 5 minutes, but 30 minutes is pretty good. Get the motorcycle. All right. The motorcycle is being stored with gear. I've got to get my trailer up to it. I've got to get the bike in. I've got to get it strapped down. I've got to get all the gear. It says 30 minutes. We should plan for 1 hour just in case stuff gets weird. All right, drop off the bike at the bike shop. I'm literally just gonna roll the bike off the ramp and give it to them, and maybe sign some paperwork. Should be no problem, right? However, that's not how the world works. So I said half an hour, give us 1 hour, and then instead of 1 hour home, we're gonna do 1:15 again. All right, so my cat attacked Isaac while he was in a swing, right back. How did it turn out? That's the important part. All right, my drive only took me an hour. That's good. Get the trailer, okay, and I got the parts and everything like that, no extra time. Get the trailer and install the trailer hitch. The trailer hitch ended up being way more of a pain in the butt than expected. All right, so progress is slow. This is a 2020 Honda Fit, and this trailer hitch is supposed to fit it, but what you're supposed to do is pop these bolts up through these holes and put those spacers in it. But this hole over here is too small for the bolt to fit through. So I had to use this line, pop the line in first, pull it through that hole, and then the spacer, and then the bolt, and then get the bolt through the spacer using this wire. Golly, what a silly deal. And then but I still would say it only took me an hour. That's right, buddy, about an hour. However, in Lowe's, they lost the title to the trailer. They had one register open with like 400 people in line, and they absolutely sucked. All right, so I was in there for a solid hour. So we're pretty close. We're at 2 hours. We're still 30 minutes, doing pretty good here. Get straps took less than 30 minutes. Get the bike took less than an hour. But we had to add something in here because I realized when tightening the lug nuts on the trailer, after I'd gone a few miles like you're supposed to, that the trailer had a broken lens and it was missing a hubcap, which meant all the grease could just pour out of the bearings while you're driving with it, and I had to go 800 miles with it. That's not going to work. So I had to stop by a trailer shop and spend another $35 on proper hubcaps with a Zerk fitting that allowed me to keep greasing those barrels. So Lowe's, let's see, that wasn't Plant City, Florida. Lakeland, Florida Lowe's. Utter trash. Just garbage. All right. So that was an extra stop that was unplanned, another 30 minutes. Drop off the bike. I gave myself a half hour, or I gave myself an hour. I ended up talking to them flipping forever. That's what happens to me in my life. Took probably an hour and a half, and go home took an hour. So I ended up missing my hit time by a little bit. Not too bad though. This is the part of backwards planning that people miss. Trying to give yourself extra at every point. Just like always trying to be 15 minutes early wherever you go. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late, right? And that helps with some of this as well. So, long story short, to wrap this up, the next day I had to go back and get the bike after packing up the entire family, which took, of course, way longer than it should have. Got the bike, and so again, backwards planning, this is how this works a lot for me. We look at the GPS, we're supposed to get home. I drove the whole 800 miles. We're supposed to get home at 3:40 in the morning. I said, with gas stops and other potential delays, we will probably get home at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's trying to turn my face off because that's what he does. We got home at 4 o'clock in the morning on the dot. My wife always gets so irritated when we do this because she has a hard time with backwards planning, and often we will end up where we're supposed to be exactly on time, which is actually late because you need to be 15 minutes early, but it's my estimates were exactly correct. Anyways, guys, you have to be able to do this, seriously. It doesn't matter if you're talking about tactical stuff with ambushes. You have to be at your ambush point on time, early, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're talking about really survival. If you know that a herd is going to pass through at a certain time, or there are peak times for movement for animals, be out there early. Be out there way early. You need to be able to backwards plan to do any of this, and that's how the administrative task of backwards planning becomes a tactical task. And this is why this is actually going to go up on Tactical Tuesday. Work on it. Share this video with people who can't freaking be on time to save their lives. Maybe it will change their life. Maybe it'll change yours. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have a blessed day.